Hello, Michael.
Hello. Hey, Rob.
Hey there.
Did you participate last time in the mock elections?
I did. Well, in the first trial elections, I believe there's 2 sets.
Nice. Well, it's good to know somebody in this group has been through the ringer.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Anas.
Hey,
How are you
good.
doing,
Hey,
guys?
Nas.
Hey.
Good. I woke up about a half hour ago, still rubbing my eyes.
Yeah, I had to start a fire so there was enough room in this place for me to have a face or enough light.
비디오 시작.
Very nice.
잠깐만. 이름 바꿔야 돼.
So we are waiting for.
We had Joe Johnson and Sully Jin, and I think Sully just joined, maybe?
인사해요.
Yeah.
방금 들어온 것 같다. Hi, my name is
Hey.
Sully Ji. I'm late. Sorry.
Hey,
It's all
Sully.
good. Hey, Sully.
Hi, sorry. Hi.
So I'm
I
trying
didn't
to.
see Joe Johnson on the main room, but that I guess we could wait a few minutes just to see if they show.
한 명이
I guess we could talk a little bit about how this is going to go while we're waiting. For you that you've actually participated fully. So do we just take turns pitching our idea and pick a person?
이렇게 할 건지 들어가면서.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, when we went around the first time, in the trial election, it was just that. It was everybody took some time to sort of explain their interests and where they may see themselves contributing in the EOS community, and or anything they want to bring to bear on the group as far as information goes, like plans or strategies. And then it was really informal, and then we all went around, and then by the end there's some various conversation, and then by the end everyone had a decision basically. You want to start us off with that, Michael?
Oh, sure, why not? I'm actually a recent EOS follower. A friend got me back into crypto early in January, and I took a month off work and fell down the rabbit hole and settled with this community. Actually, pretty happy I did. I have a pretty important career. I work for Intel, so I don't have a lot of free time to devote to active engagement as far as like outreach and actively growing the community, like some in the EOS community. Very thankful that we do have some that have both the time and energy to do that. I think it's a big need, and I'm excited for us to fund the things like the bees. I don't have any specific funding other than I was thinking of having some sort of what would be like, for example, Blanco's. There's a Halloween competition to build a one of the maps, and there's a prize for that. If we could somehow advertise or advocate with the, like, show that the EOS community is engaged in these type of like community activities with EOS blockchain technology, I think that we can increase I guess one of my interests would be increase EOS distribution. So I think that that may be a way to kind of promote a new image for EOS and also bring new people in. But that's very minimal, like maybe $50 a month or $100, you know, and that would be just for like the prizes. That's kind of the way I see it. But I'm more interested in actually critical thinking and, you know, opining on the ideas of others and helping drive the community from their ideas and be one of the electors, just picking, not so much driving day to day. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for the intro and welcome to the EOS community. It's always great to see new faces joining us. Enos, do you want to go next and give us a spiel?
Sure. Let me start. Just I was texting Joe on the Telegram. I couldn't reach. Also in the main channels, I couldn't reach him. So should we start recording or?
I think
looks
it
like
already.
it automatically did. Although if you want to do a redundant recording
Yeah.
and you know how, then definitely, just in case.
Yeah.
Because it made me the
So-
host since I joined first, I think. So I can allow everyone here to record local files, which I'm doing now. Well, I just put it on you and Nas, and I don't know if it'll just make it so everyone can or not. I can't select it on Michael and Sully now.
All right. I do have no.
I'm doing it on my
button
phone,
for
so
that.
maybe it doesn't allow it.
Oh, could be, yeah. Well, two of us recording will be good, just in case.
Yes.
So we'll try to just give a summary about me. I've been here in EOS since the start, and I participate in both mock election, the first and the second one, and to see the progress change. One of the toughest year that we had, it is 2021, and you see the sentiment start changing and the community start to do the work that's been lacking, and instead of just frustrating. Which is a good sign for us to move forward. Generally speaking, my contribution was focused mainly in Arabian community, and it is my background. Generally speaking, there is not so many people educate people in Arabic, most of whom invest in crypto, either they are speaking in English where they are having their source of information from English source feeder as I am. But I've noticed that, and I joined the bees, and I am now the queen bees of the Arabian hives. And my main focus is to at least to deliver the right message rather than just hump and dump and other just foolishness to just to ask the people to jump into crypto, but you should give them why. Basically, I'm just answering my reason that I am in here. What I have seen in this community and why I'm still here after all this year. So this is what I am pursuing. And I'm also, I've saw the guys of EOS support, and I'm pursuing even them to support the community in every direction. I don't have a skill set that I can develop the solution stuff, but sometimes I have ideas. But as of for this election, I don't have formed idea that I can pitch the community to give me the fund to start working on it. But I'm willing to support and collaborate with whomever have an idea. So basically in this election, I'm a voter and I encourage the support of EOSPs. Go ahead, Mike. Oh, Michael, you're
Oh,
finished.
that's wonderful. Thanks, Anas, and great to hear you spreading the message into languages like Arabic, and you know, just sticking around and being genuine. So thank you. Sully, would you like to go next now?
Yes. Hi everybody, my name is Sully Jin and I'm Korean. I'm not good in English, so please understand. I like. I feel so honored to join the first Eden community election. I'm the very first female Eden member of Korea, and I am so proud of myself. But unfortunately, there are only few female members worldwide. Ever since Eden started, you must agree with the idea that we need various voices from members to establish better democracy. So what I am going to do first as the representative is invite more female members in Korea. I believe that it's great for Eden to have insight and connecting skills of women. But in fact, women are more intuitive towards the world. So it is more difficult for them to access to blockchain ecosystem, which is based on a lot of technologies. I was majored in science education when I was 20s, so that I know how to use simple language to explain complicated things. And that was how I let them invest in EOS. Second, I will let young generation easily access to critical information and run projects to help them use it better. I'm a mother of 4 children, and what I find while raising them is that they are weak in the society. They don't have enough chance to know about blockchain and NFTs. So I think it's very important to support them with the information they need. I have experience as a co-op member running community in the neighborhood, which was supported by Seoul Metropolitan Government. I learned how to share opinions with other members and collaborate with them. Lastly, I'm doing my MA, which is counseling psychology. And so I have ability to relate to other people's thought and attitude to listen to them. Most of all, I have a strong sense of humor, which will lead or Eden community toward positive and fun direction. I really hope to work with our community members in a pleasant way. Please vote for me. I'll do my best to bring positive energy to Eden community using my experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sari.
I love
Sorry.
it. Thanks, Sully. Sorry, Michael.
Oh, no, you're good. Thank you.
All right, I'll give you a little spiel now, so we can continue. So my name's Robert Consdorf. I've been working with a block producer that I helped co-found called EOS Detroit since 2018. So we've been around since the beginning of EOS. I love the promise of the cryptocurrency world. So I've made it my full-time job. And my background's in software engineering. So currently what we've done in EOS Detroit, I actually stepped aside from the company and started an NFT publishing platform called Facings. And EOS Detroit helped fund that. So now we're working on building out a suite of tools for anyone to publish high fidelity NFT campaigns. And that's really where my time and energy and focus goes, as it's a bootstrap startup and we've got a team, and it takes time to, or it takes more than the time I have really to focus on making sure things are going well there. Where does the overlap come with Eden and EOS? Well, we're looking to integrate the EOS blockchain as a target blockchain that people can publish on. we've currently built our MVP on Wax, which is very similar to EOS. So a lot of our technology can port to EOS with some specific adjustments. And that's been the plan all along. So I see that as the way I can contribute to the growth of EOS, to create a product that exists on EOS, that allows people to do more things with EOS. The philosophy of Facings is to be accessible. So we don't want people to have tons of blockchain experience to publish on Facings. Of course, they'll need to learn a lot about blockchains as they go, most likely, especially when they're choosing which blockchain they want to publish on, what are the merits. But EOS, I think, has a lot of promise in this space. We see the atomic acid standard, which we've built our tech around, is deployed to EOS already. And we see that ecosystem starting to grow. So I think that's a great way to bring activity, new users, whether they're collectors or publishers or, you know, casual NFT art fans or gamers. And, you know, if I were to proceed in the election, I would pretty much allocate the funds to the blockchain resources needed for our integration. So RAM and paying for power-ups, basically. The timeline for that integration isn't definite right now, but we are looking to add EOS pretty much, I would say, by the middle of Q1 2022 at this rate. So that's where we're at. And I know that I can't be a leader in Eden in the capacity that it needs, which I think is closer to a full-time capacity if you're going to move up, you know, towards the top echelon of the vote. However, that is how I would allocate the resources. So that's all I've got to say. Thanks.
Rob, will you elaborate on the like what is a facing?
Yeah, so the company's called Facings, and we named it that because it's really simple and straightforward. The front face of a piece of art or the front of an NFT, you can call that a facing. So it's like really simple. That's the name of our platform, the Facings platform. We've minted almost 500,000 NFTs to date on Wax. The reason we started building there was simply because of the Wax Cloud wallet, which enabled us to onboard folks more readily. But yeah, the name is really straightforward. You can check out and learn more about us on facings.io. And, you know, we're really excited. I'm really personally excited to see our technology on EOS. So it's going to happen either way. It's not contingent on funding. It's more contingent on time.
Yeah, I guess my last question would be like, how much funding are you all looking for? Like what would meet the needs of the project?
That's a great question. So we're exploring doing a private equity seed round right now to get substantial funding from investors. However, that's not really our DNA in the sense that EOS Detroit and Facings have been bootstrapped to date. So we're more of a scrappy bootstrapping team. So, you know, we'll very likely be exploring the grants process through Pomelo and the EOS Network Foundation. And honestly, you know, I could do a lot with 100K. I could do a lot with 500K. I could do a lot with 1 million. I could do a lot with 3 million. So I'm saying that we're going for 3 million, but we wouldn't go ask a community like EOS for that level of funding, because it does, you know, we're not there yet. And of course, that's not needed. That's not the amount needed to build the EOS integration. That's the amount we want to execute our vision over a multi-year time span.
Yeah,
So,
gotcha.
to execute, I mean, yeah, it's tough for me to say, like how much it would cost to build, but you know, something on the order of like 50K to 100K would do a lot for us right now. But we're always sort of looking at multiple avenues for where we can get funding, and also working on producing some revenue ourselves with the existing campaigns or NFT collections that we've brought to market. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. It's complicated, I guess, Michael.
No, it's okay. I think what you've stated are all you're saying is that you're building a platform that's going to exist on EOS, and you're advocating for resources to help grow the community. It makes sense. There's what you're, I think, feeling is what maybe like a subtle like feeling of conflict of interest. It's not that at all. It's just yeah, or yeah, obviously the Eden community doesn't have 3 million, and when you typically when you ask for money, you never get the full amount, right? So aim for the stars, shoot for the moon, and maybe you'll end up in the air. Soli, Jin, do you mind elaborating more on like, are you asking to advance? Are you maybe asking for us to advocate for a project that you're working on? Or could you read your speech again, please? I want to like digest that more if I can.
You're muted.
말해봐.
That's all right.
Hi, I'm a supporter of Sully Jin here. I'm just using my voice here, and I'm her good friend. Could you repeat the question again?
Yeah, I was just wondering if does Soli want to continue on as a representative for this group, or are there certain projects that she's looking for the person who advances to advocate for?
She herself wants to be a representative.
I see. Okay.
대표가 되고 싶은 건지 아니면 다른 사람의 대리인 건지.
And
So-
in summary, what is the proposed?
Proposed?
Yeah, the proposal to proceed. So what she's looking to fund, like what I heard, like it is kind of education community or something like this, but I'm not 100% sure.
이걸 하려는 목적이 뭔지.
목적 아까 다 얘기했는데. 그렇게 얘기죠.
Yeah, could I briefly summarize the things that she said earlier? Because there are only few female members, Eden members worldwide, so she wants to expand the female community first of all, and second is that she wants to help young generation easily access to critical information, including blockchain and NFTs. And lastly, she has abilities to relate to other people's thoughts and feelings and attitude to listen to them. So she believes in her ability that Eden community make it better and let the community members work together in a pleasant way. That was basically what she said earlier. So she will work for other women and young generation in Eden community because we are relatively in the weak status.
And yeah, for me it is clear, but how much he is looking for a funding? And because like all what she mentioned, it is a good things to pursue. And like my evaluating factors in two things. First, how much it's needed, the amount of money. The second thing, as of now, as of this election, how this will impact the general public of Eden and EOS in general. Like as you might know, like we are focusing more in developing our community harder in at least in this time frame. So like these 2 points where I think in my evaluation and for a project at least. Like if she could answer these two.
Okay, please give us some time to translate and later think. 펀딩을 어느 정도
Yes, yes. And thank you for translating. Don't like, please, yes. Do that.
for understanding. And 그리고 EOS 전체 커뮤니티에 어떤 영향을 미칠 건지 이제 보통 여성이랑
And also, while they're working this out, from your perspective, or at least from my perspective, it sounds like Soli is falling like under, like she wants to be like a queen or the queen bee for Korea. Am I missing something? Is that what you were taking there?
여왕벌로서의 역할을 하고 싶은 한국에서.
그거보단 그냥 더 많이 확장시키고.
As far as I know, there is actually a Korean hive where they are actually reducing the content and gathering the community in general. See, originally I see it is an opportunity to everyone to pitch an idea, but I think if I win this election or this round, I will support the EOSBs in this level, and in the same time supporting other ideas and going forward. And for Sally, I can support her to get her with the community in the Korean EOSBs to support that reason. Like, see, I'm not the founder of the EOSBs, as it is for Jesse. And as per the communication between him and me, the plan, if we don't reach what we require, like 25K to spend for all the bees, for all the 12 hives, if we couldn't reach that amount, this amount will be spent in Pomelo platform, where we support the coordinated funding of the EOSBs. For me, EOSBs has a direct impact as of now. It will reflect right away, and there is more than 12 languages where it can support. So I see a good potential for EOSBs to impact in wherever level that it will proceed, even if we reach the first round or the second round. So I think it is a step in the right direction.
Okay.
Sally, have you heard about EOSBs?
Hey, sorry, Sully, I muted you earlier, so I can ask you to unmute.
So about the funding that you asked, she wants about 10K. And she doesn't want to be a queen bee in Korea. She rather
그냥 한국 커뮤니티랑 연결하고 싶다.
want to connect Korean to Eden community. So expand the Korean Eden community and introduce Eden to more Korean, especially females.
잘 안 되나?
알고 있는 해석을 잘 하고 있는 것 같은데.
난 그냥 커뮤니티 말고 한국 사람 안에서 이거라고
I understand, and she can whenever she can use the resources that EOS does from materials or whatever. The main goal at the end is to support both EOS and Eden. This is from my end.
그래?
EOS의 자료를 마음대로 이용해도 된다. 내가 이해를 잘못하고 있어.
잘 이해가 안 된다.
그러니까 EOS 전체 커뮤니티에 대해서 어떻게 영향을 주고 싶은지 그 얘기를 물어봤었어. 아까 한국뿐만 아니라 이게 지금 전체 커뮤니티에 대한 얘기인 거잖아요.
아직 모르겠는데.
I can so I think Anas, I definitely support the bees, and I would be interested in some funding flowing that way, and I would encourage Sully to look into coordinating with the Korean hive and the Korean hive aligning to allocate resources and seeking funding that way. And Rob, I think you have a good idea. I want to look at your page a little bit more. I apologize that I haven't done that in advance. I certainly think that funding, a certain amount of funding can make its way there. And I think Pamela may be another resource that the EOS community can leverage to, extrapolate larger grant money for you. So I would advocate for you in the future round. I do not see myself advancing to the final round, nor do I want to. But I guess if I'm not making it to the final round, then it would be hard to advocate for you at that level. I will continue. I guess at the next round, I would bring up your project among the other projects that are mentioned, and yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. And I guess after digesting everyone's platform, I feel most drawn to support EOS personally with my vote. And mostly because I see that as funding the bees, which I see could also, as EOS put, fund folks like Sully, who, if they were to get involved with the Korean hive. So that whole community element is super important. Has been under-resourced and underfunded for just community management in general for years. And I know that you can get a lot done with the levels of funding available in Eden. Whereas, like I said earlier, Michael, for a startup platform that's building like complicated tech, we're going to need probably larger sums of funding and more directed. So this really isn't the forum for that, in my opinion. So yeah, I think I would vote for EOS here after hearing everyone. But that's not to discount your cause at all, Sully. I think that it's a great cause to bring more diversity to the group. And I do totally support that too. So if there's anything I can do to help, I'm all about it, looking to expand our breadth of perspective here in Eden.
And Sally, if I won your vote, I will personally communicate you one-to-one, and I will understand. I will dig deeper even what is you're proposing. Maybe I don't understand it 100%, so maybe I'm biased a little bit. I can see and advocate it in the general community to proceed that. And even if we had to submit it in the Pomelo platform, I will make sure that I can support you on that end.
Rob, I really value your opinion there with the bees. I always wonder how do communities grow from like an abstract perspective. And I haven't been in the crypto space as long as you, so it's nice to have like it's nice to hear that, I guess. That was my perception as well, but I didn't know if I don't know how successful like the community outreach is.
Right, me either at this point, but I do see passion and I see multiple people making it something they spend a lot of time on. So I think that would be a good ask, Michael, is, hey, EOSBs, can you guys provide us monthly metrics on how things are doing or how, your impact?
Actually, just to elaborate, there is a bi-weekly report, and there is the whole financial of how the money will be break down to each scout. So each workers, which they have a group of scouts. So these workers will report to the queens of their hives, and the queen of hives will aggregate that report and translate it to the English hives. So there will be a generic report of what has been going on from all of the community itself. The same way it can go backward. There is a post or generic, for example, the Eden community or the foundation announcement. It is a general announcement. It can be published and then translated to all of these languages and also produced for all of the community. So it is almost like a two-way. Bear in mind, like each workers, they will work within their capacity and with their knowledge of how they will produce the content as they are independent, as long they follow the B's rule, which is there is no insulting other projects, more engaging conversation with the others, start by asking the question itself. So these ideas is how it will proceed. And the same thing, Jesse will be more responsible on reporting the financial backing, and all of the transaction, it will be in EOS, where it will shows their effort and everyone where they contribute. So for me, in my point of view, it is similar to a second layer of Eden without the larger scope. So it is it's a good example of to show how the community of an organization, how they will report back and how these transactions. I think there is a good example to show that in this case, since there is a lot of small transaction will be happening between the people participating in that.
It feels to me like a cultural movement where the bees are trying to overcome narratives that have taken root that are negative and with positivity, and I really like that. I wanted to direct a question to Sully. So Sully, would you be interested in joining up with EdenOnEOS and the rest of the people in the EOSBs to pursue your goals through that org, or would you be interested in learning more about it at least? Oh yeah, we only have 1 minute until this Zoom ends.
Yes, she is willing to support on us. Yeah, now, and yeah, more than happy to do that.
우리 트라이 한 거다.
She just wanted to give it a try to join this election today, and yeah, she is now ready to support him.
Well, awesome, and I'm glad you did. It's worth trying, and also, since these elections will be every 3 months, it's very likely the more you get involved, the more likely it is that you'll be elected next round and things like that. So I wouldn't be too concerned about if we all choose EdenOnEOS to move to the next round. I wouldn't be too concerned about having to wait a long time to potentially get a leadership position in the future.
Thank you for saying that, and it was nice drive today to
나는 이
join this
선거에
meeting. Yeah.
참여한 것만 해도 기쁘다.
She's very happy to have this chance today.
Hey,
Thank
we're all
you.
a part of history here. So thanks everyone for coming.